All right. So I've mentioned before that the media very frequently, and particularly these major news networks, they critique Yang in ways that are not that sophisticated. And I wanted to speak about this, but I didn't have footage before, so I've actually held my phone up to a TV, recorded some of it, and I'm gonna speak on it after the footage aired here. And you'll notice there's some lines on it. I don't have the best quality TV. The sound is perfect though, so there's no issue there. So I'll play it and then we can get into the issue, or rather the stupidity after it's played.
Every Democratic insider, and they believe, and many fear, that Elizabeth Warren is moving toward this nomination eventually. If that, in fact, is the case, those New Hampshire numbers, it's only one poll, but those New Hampshire numbers in the head-to-head matchup with Trump actually underline something that I hear from Democrats, a growing fear that she's running a strong campaign but will not be a strong general election candidate. And here you see even Andrew Yang handily defeats Donald Trump. Hey, Donald Trump, you're getting pounded by Andrew Yang. He's promising to give people like whatever they want, and you're losing to him. You want $5,000? Okay, I get you five. You want $10,000? Sure, no sweat, baby. You're losing to him. But you go down to Elizabeth Warren, person that most Democratic insiders say right now seems to be on the pathway to winning the nomination.
Warren by 7.
So let's keep that up for a second. And John Heilemann, do you remember a couple of months ago when the White House, somebody released the White House numbers and everybody got fired and they said that it was a ridiculous poll? Well, that was followed by a Fox News poll and a series of polls that looked just like this one. Joe Biden trouncing Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders trouncing Donald Trump, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, and Pete Buttigieg also beating Donald Trump. And in an earlier poll this morning, even Andrew Yang, right, a guy who's promised to give everybody thousands of dollars, a Thanksgiving turkey, and a Zuzu for free. I mean, this guy has outpromised anything, and I like him. I like him. He's outpromised anything that Joe Azuzu ever promised back in the 1980s. And he's beating Donald Trump as well. I mean, so all of these liberals and media types that said Donald Trump could never win, they can crawl out from underneath their bed and stop thinking that he has these magical voodoo powers. It seems to me the Democrats just have to stop from shooting themselves in the foot.
There's not really that many critiques I can think of that are sophisticated that are ever made on MSNBC that are really bright in any capacity whatsoever. But these are among the dumbest. He's promising everything. He's beating Trump more than Warren. Well, first of all, and this is just the reality of the two-party system. Anytime you have a candidate who is either a Democrat or Republican, they're going to get, especially in a hyper-partisan era where people will vote for one party and act like the other one is the son of Satan itself, they're going to get at least 30% or 40% of the vote every single time, no matter who it is. It's just the reality of the two-party system. But for some reason, and also this goes back to like why I said in the Twilight Zone, because only in a strange, bizarro world could you get mocked for polling at 54% against an incumbent president. That guy who's promising everything is he's almost polling at 55%. Isn't that good? Like, if I'm him, aren't I supposed to be happy that I'm beating the current commander in chief? But that's how stupid the Morning Joe is. Like, they take things that no one would ever be ashamed of and try to like turn it on its head. And UBI has had its effect stated repeatedly here, $1,000 a month. So when he says 5,000, 2,000, the Christmas turkey, again, what the hell is he talking about? But these are those little weird, strange things that people say when they have nothing to actually stand for, no substantive opposition. Because remember, his whole thing is let's beat Trump, first, policy second. So to actually see someone who says, I want to fundamentally change the system while defeating the current monstrosity, for some reason, that's a bad thing. Like genuine opposition to a guy who's stated out his policy plan, and it's a pushback in the most ridiculous way. Like I'm almost starved for anything to say because of how ridiculous and incredulous all this is. It's a dumb thing that he said twice that no one bounced back on. You could hear Mika cackling. Like, how do you smear someone's proposal, a presidential candidate's policy proposal, and not only does no one say, "Hey, that's not true. This is what actually is the case," and then the person next to you, the supposed uh, also sophisticated political person, is reduced to being a grinning idiot. But like I said, I've seen this coverage on Fox as well. I didn't record it when I did because it went by quickly, and I didn't think I could actually speak about it with anyone being surprised it's Fox. But I might actually just do this anytime I see it, period, because these networks aren't that different from each other. They're all, trying to push back against any insurgent people who are part of the establishment. And they recognize that Yang is part of that in their position and by their hope ill-fated category.